maybe a day later than normal. But we're here. And we're making sure it's time to go wild. Back with another Time to Go Wild Radio podcast. Of course, we're available on YouTube and Podbean, and also picked up on Amazon Podcasts. If you want to contact us or get in touch, you can do Facebook or Twitter.com/TTGW Radio. You can email ttgwradio@outlook.com, or you can text 07849767755. Been a busy week, been a busy weekend. You know where to be. Our usual little roundup coming up in just a mo. It's time to go wild. Hello and welcome to the Time to Go Wild Radio podcast for another week. Bit busy yesterday, so it's Tuesday when this one's starting to go out. I hope you've been having a good start to your week and you enjoyed your hockey over the weekend. Tough game for the YKK Widnes Wild on Sunday, but our under-19s had a good game on the Saturday. So, little roundup of the scores, our interview, of course, with Damani James coming up, and our usual little bit of news and reviews of what's been going on around the world of hockey, including our usual little dip into the naughty step. So, without a further ado, let's get going. Scores roundup for the last weekend. We start with the Challenge Cup in the Elite League on Saturday, 12th of October. Nottingham Panthers 3, Cardiff Devils 2, Manchester Storm 4, Sheffield Steelers 3 after a shootout. Glasgow Clan 3, Belfast Giants 1. On Sunday, 13th of October, Belfast Giants 4, Glasgow Clan 3 after a shootout. In league action now, from Friday the 11th of October, Cardiff Devils 5, Fife Flyers 2. On Saturday, Guildford Flames 4, Dundee Stars 5 after a shootout. On Sunday, Coventry Blaze 4, Sheffield Steelers 2. And Cardiff Devils 6, Dundee Stars 1. Moving to the National League on Saturday, Berkshire Bees 5, Solway Sharks 3. Leeds Knights 6, Hull Seahawks 3. Milton Keynes Lightning 8, Telford Tigers 3. Swindon Wildcats 7, Peterborough Phantoms 3. On Sunday, Bristol Pitbulls 4, Milton Keynes Lightning 5 after a shootout. Hull Seahawks 2, Leeds Knights 1. Peterborough Phantoms 6, Telford Tigers 3. Romford Raiders 7, Berkshire Bees 2, and Solway Sharks 1, Sheffield Steel Dogs 6. On now to the Division 1 North Morley from Saturday, Hull Jets 1, Sheffield Scimitars 2. Solihull Barons 6, Whitley Warriors 3. On Sunday, Deeside Dragons 5, Blackburn Hawks 3. Nottingham Lions 8, Leeds Knights North 1, 5. Widnes Wild 3, Solihull Barons 8. Moving to Division 2 North Laidler. On Saturday, Billingham Buccaneers 4, Kingston Sharks 1. On Sunday, Altrincham Aces 2, Telford Tigers North 2, 8. Billingham Buccaneers 9, Nottingham Lions North 2, 1. Sheffield Titans 1, Sutton Sting 5. WNIHL Division 2 North now. On Saturday, Caledonia 3, Leeds Roses 29. Sheffield Shadows 1, Widnes Wild Women 2. And on Sunday, Kingston Diamonds 1, Whitley Bay Beacons 8. And that roughly completes our roundup, with an extra shout out to the Wild Academy Under-19s. I think it, from memory serves, 4. I think it was 4. at the weekend. I think it was 4-1 against Nottingham. So a good game for them. More next week. Well, when I say next week, I mean next show. Of course, we didn't have a show last week. And the YKK Widnes Wild were on the road for the weekend. So it was a little tricky sort of to do stuff. I was busy with the junior academy and some skating activities at the rink. But, some things happen. Things like that occur. But, well, what have we got this week? Well, big result. I had to look twice at that Division 2 North in the WNIHL result between Caledonia and Leeds. I think it's Caledonia Bees now for this division. It's not the Steel Queens, it's Caledonia Bees, I think they're called. By the looks of it, I'll have to do some checking on the structure of WNIHL Division 2. But that was a 29-3 win, from what I've gathered, for the Leeds Roses. I'm sure it looks genuine. Unlike in the junior rules, there's no mercy rule. Well, I'm wondering if that might occur. Sheffield Shadows 1, Widnes Wild Women 2. An on-the-road win for the Widnes Wild Women this year. So they've had one draw, one win. So it was a good start for the women this year, getting off to a bit of a flyer, getting going. Had a couple of years where they've struggled on the ice, but it takes time. It takes time, and now the squad's sort of gelling together and they're coming together to push and try and get up the league and see if they can make it to the finals weekend again. And then the Kingston Diamonds, it's their Division 2 team. They've got Division 2, Division 1 and Elite, if I'm not mistaken, as well as under-16s. So this is in Division 2, as well as Whitley Bay. They've got a Division 2 team. 8-1 there. Big surprise result of the weekend for me in Division 1 North morally was top of the table Hull Jets and the then bottom of the table Sheffield Scimitars in Hull on Saturday. Hull 1, Sheffield 2. And that, when people were hearing that result, even on Sunday I was mentioning it to people and their mouths were going, "What? Really?" I went, "Yep, that's the result." Big win for Deeside Dragons over the Blackburn Hawks, 5-3. And Nottingham Lions really making a stamp on things this year with an 8-5 win over the Leeds Knights North 1. Bit of a dent for the Hull Seahawks in the National League, going down 6-3 in Leeds on Saturday, but then coming back 2-1 on Sunday against Leeds. The Sheffield Steel Dogs having a reasonable start, but a big one in the Elite League in the Challenge Cup. Manchester Storm 4, Sheffield Steelers 3 in a shootout. A lot of drama, a goal disallowed in overtime for the Manchester Storm for what was said was goaltender interference. Having watched the video, it's very quick what happens, but it does look like the goaltender's vision is impaired at one point. The puck is shots. I don't know if the stick hits the mask or some ice is flicked up into his eyes. He has trouble seeing. And then the goal goes in. It's then waved off, although there's big celebrations. But went to the shootout and the Storm get the win there. Another shootout result was Guildford against Dundee. So Dundee getting the Spurs down in Guildford on Saturday in the Elite League. 5-4 there. So some games are really, really tight. Other games are, we're getting a couple of blowouts. YKK Widnes Wild, well, what can I say? It is a tough start to the season. If we roll back to our very first season, 2013-2014, it was a rough start. It was a very new put-together team, very much like this one we've got now. Few veteran players this year, mainly young players, a lot of them not much older than 21, So, as I've said time and time again, Hull have done it, Billingham have done it, Whitley have struggled, Nottingham struggled. Teams do have years when they struggle, and this year, unfortunately for Widnes fans, it's the Widnes Wild, and it was a spirited game against the Solihull Barons, I must admit. It was a good game to watch, I must admit. It was nice hockey to watch. It wasn't, there was no real nastiness in it. There was physicalness. There was, plenty to watch, good play. And a surprise start with the Widnes Wild getting underway at 5 minutes and 34 seconds with Jono Williamson from Ross Chalmers and Damani James. It took till 9:31 before the Barons answered back with Jacob Race from Brandon Anderton and Sean O'Neill. Then the Barons took the lead on the power play through Bailey Challens from Phil Mackay and Alex White. Second period, then, it was 31 seconds on the power play into the second period. There was a penalty rolling through from the end of the first period, and it's Alex White from Phil Mackay at 20 minutes 31. We then got one back, 26-23. Damani James from Ross Chalmers, an absolute rocket from Damani, lovely pass from Ross. Damani, what can I say? It went in like an absolute missile. 26-23, so, it's now 3-2. But 33-43, there was a penalty shot awarded, and it was taken by Daniel Mulcahy. He buries that. It was 4-2 at the end of two periods. So, it wasn't too bad, holding our own. And anything can happen in a 4-2 game. 44-25 in the third. We then got Daniel Mulcahy, I should say. Yeah, Daniel Mulcahy from Phil Mackay and Bailey Challens. And then a few seconds later at 44-38, you got Nicholas Otterson from Daniel Mulcahy and Bailey Challens. Timeout called by the Wild. Tried to steady the ship, calm things down. 50-25, you got Alex White from Daniel Mulcahy and Phil Mackay. But Wild were not going to go down quietly now. Andrew Hopkins with a goal, supported by Mikey Gilbert at 50 minutes and 50 seconds. But tired legs for the young Wild bench meant at 58-49, Phil Mackay from Alex White and Nicholas Otterson. And so the score ended at 8-3. But in the end, it was a spirited performance. The shots on goal, 19 on Graham Laverick in the Solihull net, 47 shots on Charlie Henry in the Widnes goal. So, it's one of these things. There's a lot of strength. You look down the Solihull bench, there's a lot of familiar faces, a lot of familiar names. Most of that team's been together for a long time. And, it's the proof of the pudding. But the Wild didn't give up. They kept going all game. And, they do their best. Your support is what gets them through, and it was good to hear the noise going all the way through the game. After the game, I did catch up with Damani James, and this is what we talked about. Well, a busy, hard-going night at the office of the YKK Widnes Wild. Absolute bullet from our number 21, Damani James, and he's joining me now. Damani, it's tough out there, but the guys aren't giving up.
Yeah, personally, in my opinion, I think we played quite well, to be honest. We played hard, we matched the Lions, we played quite physical, and yeah, it's just one of them ones. It's just a bit unlucky that we didn't get the result, to be honest.
You can see it. I mean, the first two periods in particular, it was, you can see Solihull were trying to get into their rhythm of playing, and as it was against Billingham at the beginning of the season, Billingham were trying to get into a rhythm, so the opposition are trying to get into their way of playing, and the style that Widnes are playing, they just couldn't get into it, and it was working well. I mean, the opening goal came from Widnes very early on as well.
Yeah, it was a good goal, like I say. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, to be honest.
It's a tricky one when the results go like this, but it was it is tough going. But I mean, the guys in the dressing room, they know what they've got to do, and they're going out and doing what they can and doing the best jobs that they can each week. And the fans are behind them, as we can see.
Yeah, Like I say, we're getting better by the week, even though the results may not show it. We are improving as a team as a whole, like on training and stuff. We've got to think we are a young team. Like even myself, I'm looked at as one of the older guys, and I'm only 19. So yeah, it's just improving by the day and learning to bond together and stuff. And yeah.
But yeah, I mean, teams like Solihull, they've been together for a long time. A lot of seasoned guys now with that squad, and as you say, it is a very young squad. And it's just that gelling. I refer back to our very first season. And again, it was a similar thing. A lot of the teams in the league had been together, and Widnes was a very new team. And there was a lot of mixing and matching, which again is going on.
Yeah. Like I say, it's just, I think we are missing a few key parts with maybe a bit of experience, mixed and matched there throughout the lines and stuff. But yeah, just got to play with what we've got at the moment, to be honest.
I mean, Solihull are a good team, and it was good hockey, to be honest. And as usual, the Solihull fixture didn't let anyone down.
No, yeah, Solihull. It's always a good match when we come up against them. We always have that little bit of rivalry there. So yeah, it's good. It's good playing against them.
There's no nastiness. There's no really bad niggling. It's good hockey, physical played, but played in the right way.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
I mean. There's some teams where it can get a bit gritty, D-side the other week. And, of course, next week it's the Blackburn Hawks, who are known for being a very physical and hard-driving team. I mean, hopefully you're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, of course. You've always got to look forward to playing against your ex-club, haven't you? It's going to be a physical one, and, yeah, give the fans a good derby.
Yeah, it's a lot of faces we've known over the years, some veterans, some newer players. And hopefully a few sparks and some liveliness. So, a message to the fans for that game. What would you say to them?
Just a big thank you, to be honest, for sticking behind our backs and having us until the final buzzer. To be honest, like I say, it's always good knowing that even though you are down in a game, you've still got a lot of people behind you cheering you on, and it just gives you that little bit of confidence boost and just that little bit of go ahead to just go harder. To be honest.
I mean, a proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they say, and anything can happen in hockey. I mean, on Saturday, Hull Jets were playing the Sheffield Scimitars. Scimitars were at the bottom of the table, and the Scimitars got a 2-1 win. I mean, it gives everyone hope.
Yeah, it was surprising, to be honest, when I seen the result. I looked at my phone and I couldn't really believe it, to be honest. But yeah, like I say, it just shows that anything's possible in hockey, to be honest, and yeah, we just keep it going.
So anyway, it's always good to catch up with the members of the squad, and we wish you well. It's good seeing you back on the ice, and I must admit that was an absolute cracker of a bullet goal from you, and you could hear the noise from the crowd.
Yeah, it's always good to get one in the home barn.
So anyway, you take care, and we'll catch you again soon.
Yeah, see you later.
Thanks to Marnie. Always good to have a little chat. He does get a little shy, but I suppose it's easier when it's just a microphone rather than a video camera in front of you. I, as most of you know, I mean, I stay behind the microphone, or I used to be behind the camera, so I can kind of understand that some people are not particularly, au fait with doing interviews and the like. It's a tricky art. It is a tricky art. So, where does that leave things? Well, let's have a look at some of the tables. First off, Elite League. Now, the league for the Elite League has now got a bit more form to it with a few more games played. So, in 10th place at the moment, after 6 games, are the 5 Flyers on 2 points, and it looks like the Elite League is still playing 2 points for a win, whereas in Division 1 and Division 2, and I think in National, it's 3 points now. So EIH are using 3 points, but the Elite League are using 2. So 5 at the moment are in 10th position, 6 games, 2 points. Dundee in 9th, 4 games and 2 points. Glasgow in 8th, 4 games and 2 points. Nottingham in 7th, 2 games, 2 points. Guildford Flames in 6th, 3 games, 3 points. Manchester Storm in 5th, 4 games, 4 points. Sheffield Steelers in 4th, 3 games, 4 points. The Coventry Blaze in 3rd, 2 games and 4 points. Belfast Giants in 2nd with 3 games and 5 points. And the Cardiff Devils out at the moment at top, but they've played 7 games with 12 points. So when you actually look at the points percentages, though, currently unbeaten after their 2 league games are the Coventry Blaze. So that's what it goes to show. But a bit of an imbalance. Top and bottom have both played the most, so the league's starting to take some shape. We go to the Challenge Cup, and in Group A, you've got the Guildford Flames in 6th position, 8 games, 5 points. 5th place with the Cardiff Devils of 4 games and 5 points. Coventry Blaze in 4th, 6 games, 6 points. Manchester Storm in 3rd, 7 games and 7 points. The Sheffield Steelers in 2nd place, 5 games and 9 points. And the Nottingham Panthers at the top of Group A, 8 games and 13 points. So Nottingham really trying to make a stamp on this season. In Group B, you've got Dundee Stars in 4th with 8 games and 5 points. 5 Flyers in 3rd, 6 games and 5 points. The Glasgow Clan in 2nd with 7 games and 9 points. And the Belfast Giants at the top with 7 games and 12 points. It is a bit weird the fact you've got a group of 6 and a group of 4. But I think the bulk of it is a case of you've got Scotland and Northern Ireland in one group and England and Wales in the other group. So I can understand it being done on locale. Now, National League table. What do we have there? At the moment, Telford Tigers are still in 11th position after 9 games. And they've got 2 points. 2 points. Strange. They must be playing 2 points for the win. So yeah, it must just be Division 1 and Division 2 that are doing the 3 points. And this is from an AHL stats as well. So hopefully the numbers are correct. I am assuming they are. So Telford at the moment at the bottom of the table for the league, 11th, 9 games, 2 points. Bristol Pitbulls in 10th position, 9 games and 4 points. Solway Sharks in 9th with 9 games and 5 points. The Berkshire Bees in 8th, 10 games and 7 points. Swindon Wildcats, 7th position, 8 games and 11 points, as well as the Sheffield Steel Dogs are 6th, but they're joint at 8 games, 11 points. Peterborough Phantoms in 5th after 10 games with 12 points. Hull Seahawks have dropped down to 4th position at the moment after 9 games with 13 points, and now equal on 14 of the top 3. In 3rd after 9 games, it's Romford. Level games with them in 2nd place after 9 games, it's the Milton Keynes Lightning. And top of the shop at the moment after 10 games are the Leeds Knights, but all 3 of them on 14 points. So yeah, very tight. From crumbs. 7th all the way to the top. 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 14. So very, very tight at the moment in the National League. Spin our way down to Division 2 North Laidler. And Nottingham Lions N2 at the moment after 8 games. They've got 3 points, but they're in 10th position. The Deeside Ducks after 5 games are in 9th position. 5 games, 3 points, with the Bradford Bulldogs in 8th position. 4 games and 3 points. We move up now to 7th. 7 games and 4 points to the Sheffield Titans. The Altrincham Aces now in 6th. 6 games and 6 points. The Kingston Sharks in 5th position. 6 games and 8 points. Coventry NIHL Blaze having a good start to the season, 4 games and 9 points. And the Billingham Buccaneers, 7 games and 15 points in 3rd position. Also won 15 points are the Telford Tigers North 2, 5 games, 15 points. Ironically, it's 7 games and 5 wins for Billingham, but 5 games and 5 wins for Telford. At the moment, top of the shop, after 8 games, 8 wins, it's 24 points to the Sutton Sting. So, really speaking, Telford and Sutton are on the same maximum points of 78 at the moment, both teams unbeaten. We spin now to the Division 1 North Morley table, and it's tricky to say it, but I've got to. The YKK Widnes Wild in 10th position after 7 games and no points on the board yet. Keep the faith. Sheffield Scimitars off the bottom of the table now in 9th position, 9 games and 3 points. Leeds Knights NIHL 1 in 8th position, 7 games and 6 points. Solihull Barons in 7th position, 7 games and 12 points, level with the Nottingham Lions in 6th. After 8 games, also on 12 points. And the Blackburn Hawks in 5th position, 7 games and also on 12 points. 1 point above with 13 after 6 games. 4th position held by the Whitley Warriors. The D-side Dragons giving a big push now. 3rd place in the league, 7 games and 15 points. The Billingham Stars in 2nd position, 7 games and 18 points, and top of the shop still. After 9 games, and with 20 points, it's the Hull Jets. But with the maximum points possibilities, Billingham have 105 possible, 103 possible for Whitley, 102 possible for D-side, and 101 possible for the Hull Jets. So yeah, they're technically everybody has lost at least 1 game in regulation or in overtime. But Sheffield Scimitars 9 games and finally got the win. Widnes on 7. It can come. It can happen at the weirdest time. And as it was at the weekend, the top of the table were beaten by the then bottom of the table, and I've seen it happen far, far too often. So, that's our little bit of table talk for this week. So, I think we will have, if I can find it, oh dear, don't want that, I want this.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
The current naughty step. I like to do the naughty step because it's one of those things where, especially these days, it can be quite enlightening to see names on the naughty step, and it's only from the most recent weekend we're doing. So this is as of the 12th of October. Yes, the 12th of October. So it doesn't include things from this week. Well, at least Sunday. So we've started off with Cohen Taylor of the Hull Seahawks, a 1-game suspension after a review for fighting. The team have agreed that a penalty assessed a 5-minute major was insufficient, and it was classed as equal. It needed to be equal and willing. It did not apply whilst a fight was undertaken, and so it's been upgraded and he's got a 1-game suspension. Joe Tomalin has got a 1-game suspension after a video review for fighting as well. He's from Romford Raiders. Now, familiar name to most of us YKK Widnes Wild people, Lee Kemp. He's now playing for the Nottingham Lions, but he's got himself a 2-game suspension for fighting an unwilling combatant, instigator and aggressor. Oh, Lee. Oh, well, we'll tell him off when we next see him. Ellis Shepherd of the Cardiff Fire got a 1-game suspension for checking from behind. James Mather of the Nottingham Lions got a 3-game suspension for fighting unwilling combatant, instigator, aggressor, and fighting took place in the last 5 minutes of the game. Sam Weller of the Streatham Redhawks has got a 1-game suspension for fighting. David Phillips, 4-game suspension after a video review for an illegal check to the head. Ooh, Davey. David Williams from the Bradford Bulldogs, 6-game suspension for an illegal check to the head. The cross-check to the back of the helmet delivered with force, the victim unaware, and the action recklessly endangered an opponent. Oof. And then Luke Burden of the Billingham Buccaneers got a mandatory 1-game suspension for fighting. That was in the last 5 minutes of a game. And a 2-game suspension for fighting an unwilling combatant. Oh dear. So, quite a few on the naughty step from this week. And if you check things out on englandicehockey.com, you will see who's been on the naughty step, as well as some league news.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
So, what have we got in news for this week? Well, one of the main ones I've come across was about the Kingston Diamonds WNIHL Elite team. And the reason is because they've got umpteen teams. But yes, after 35 years of existence, they reached a milestone when they played an elite fixture against the Solihull Vixens. They've played 1,000 league games. So big congratulations to the Kingston Diamonds. So, Coach Tim Heelan said, really proud of that our club has grown into one of the biggest in the country and one that has been developing players for over 3 decades. We have players who have travelled and played all over the world. I'd like to thank the dedication of all the coaches, managers, players, and most importantly the parents who have helped support and helped us develop a great positive club. And I'd like to thank the sponsors old and new, who played an integral part in the success. I mean, WNIHL doesn't often get much exposure. And having been involved with the WNIHL playoffs for the last 3 or 4 before, I think, the last 4 back-to-back. Sheffield, Widnes. Yeah, the last 4 back-to-back WNIHL playoff weekends. You see some absolute quality. You see so much passion. And I've got to say, fitness of the players, especially since a lot of them don't just play for one team. They play for 2 and sometimes even 3 teams. So they could be playing under 16s for either a Division 2 or a Division 1 team and possibly even an Elite League team. And they don't give up. They just don't give up. They just keep going. You know, junior hockey is like watching, infinite power in battery power. What? If you could bottle the energy the kids have at junior games, you wouldn't need any solar power, or you wouldn't need any wind power or coal power or anything. The kids' energy would power the universe. And it's similar in the WNIHL. The energy that comes from all of the players across all of the teams and all the divisions, it is fantastic. And hopefully we'll be getting some information as we start getting some home games from the DMUK Widnes Wild women in the coming weeks and months. So, I think we're almost concluded for another week, apart from our usual little final segment, where we will go on to this little bit. If you want anything to do with the Widnes Wild, check them out online. You've got widneswild.co.uk, you've got the Facebook and Twitter feeds, which are Widnes Wild, you've got Instagram, which is Widnes Wild Official, I think there's TikTok, which might be at Widnes Wild Official, and our YouTube page, which is youtube.com/Widnes Wild Ice Hockey Club. Of course, all of our valued sponsors. Title sponsor YKK, penalty boxes sponsored by Fresco Environmental, our timekeepers bench sponsored by Sigma Techs. We also thank Cheshire Taxation, DMH Tyres, Roger Truck Services, MPG Maintenance, Bright Spark Event Lighting, Northwest Mixers Ready Mix Concrete Providers, and Newton Construction. And our player sponsors for 72 Charlie Henry, our main sponsor of Bear Aesthetics, and also has additional sponsorship from La Jolie Ronda and Alice J. Clark, sports romance writer. And our number 20, Bez Hughes, is sponsored by Barlow's EV. Now, time to move on to some up-and-coming fixtures. Saturday, 19th of October. Crumbs are well into October now. Our under-16s are away in Nottingham on Saturday. But our under-18s are back at Planet Ice Widnes this weekend on Saturday, 5 past 10 past 6. So be there for about, I'll say 6 o'clock. If you're going to come along for our under-18s, they will be playing Sheffield. On Sunday the 20th, our under-19s are in Nottingham. But the YKK Widnes Wild take on our neighbours from up the M6. It's the Blackburn Hawks, 5:30 p.m. at Planet Ice Widnes. And then the following weekend, if my fixture list is up to date, please check your appropriate club and fixtures, by the way, because we have had some things move around recently. Saturday 26th, if my fixtures are right, we have our under-12s in action at Planet Ice Widnes against Nottingham, 20 past 4 for that one, followed by the under-19s again. They will be facing Leeds at 5 past 6. And then our DM UK Widnes Wild Women are on the road on Sunday the 27th. And they will be up in Whitley Bay. In the meantime, back at Planet Ice Widnes, the Hull Jets make the trek over the M62. 5:30 p.m. at Planet Ice Widnes. 27th of October, our visitors, the Hull Jets. And then, believe it or not, we're into November. Where's the month going? So, Saturday the 2nd of November, the YKK Widnes Wild are in Sheffield, playing the Sheffield Scimitars. In the meantime, our under-19s will be at home, 5 past 6, and they will be taking on Solihull. And then, another road game, it appears from my fixture list, on the 3rd of November. The YKK Widnes Wild are up in Billingham against the Billingham Stars at 5:30. So, the next time we're back home, well, we have our under-18s on the 9th of November, and they'll be playing Whitley Bay. That's at 10 past 6, 5 past or 10 past 6 thereabouts. But we will then also have on the 10th of November the Whitley Warriors at Planet Ice Widnes. And that is at 5:30 p.m. as usual. So that about rounds up the fixtures as they come for the next several weeks. So, I think that about rounds things up for another week. It is a tough start for the season, but for the YKK Widnes Wild, we're only 7 games in. There's still a lot of fixtures to play. Our max points is 87, but, you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And faith, trust, and support will get your team, in my case, Widnes Wild, but whichever team you support and you're listening to this podcast, your support is so valuable. It's what the sport's all about. We make the noise, the guys go on the ice, and hopefully you get a good game. Last couple of games, I'd say, out of Widnes, the results mightn't have gone our way, but the games have actually been enjoyable to watch. We've seen the guys not give up, and they've played through to the end. Anyway, that's it from me for another week. All being well, I'll be back with another podcast next week with a bit more news, reviews, and another interview. In the meantime, as usual, enjoy your hockey wherever you get it. We'll catch you very, very soon. Until the next time, ta-ra!